Now, today we will solve question number 20 of the chapter Gravitation of class 9. The question is, how does, why does a block of plastic released under water come up to the surface of water? We can answer this question in this way. Block of plastic, suppose this is water. We have taken a container and we have taken water in this container. And suppose there is a block of plastic here. Block of plastic on the surface of water. Why it floats? That is the question. This block of plastic has a downward pull of the earth, that is called the weight of this object, and we know that weight of the object is m into g, where m is the mass and g is the gravitational acceleration due to gravity, right? And when we put the plastic in water, there is an upward force acting, upward force, and this is what we call is buoyant force. This is called buoyant force. This is called buoyant force in the upward direction. And if we find that the buoyant force is greater than the weight of the object, then this object will float, right? If buoyant force is greater than downward, gravitational force, then it will come up to the surface of water. That is the reason. So we are writing here as an answer in this way. Two forces act on an object immersed in water. Two forces act on an object immersed in water. One is the gravitational force. One is the gravitational force. One is the gravitational force. One is the gravitational force which pulls the object downward, downward, and the other is the buoyant force, and other is the buoyant force. Other is the buoyant force which pushes the object upward, pushes the object upwards. If the upward buoyant force is greater than the downward gravitational force, then the downward gravitational force, downward gravitational, downward gravitational force, then the object, then the object, then the object, then the object comes up to the surface of the water. Then the object comes up to the surface of water, to the surface of the water, the surface of the water, as soon as it is released, it is released within water, released within water. Due to this reason, due to this reason, due to this reason, a block of plastic, a block of plastic released underwater, released underwater, released underwater comes up to the surface, comes up to the surface of the water, to the surface of the water, surface of the water, right? Let us again explain again. Two forces act on an object immersed in water. One is the gravitational force which pulls the object downward, and the other is the buoyant force which pushes the object upward. If the upward buoyant force is greater than the downward gravitational force, then the object comes up to the surface of the water as soon as it is released within water. Due to this reason, a block of plastic released under water comes up to the surface of the water. Thank you everybody for watching this video.